So again, last year we had it was like our 4-H stuff was like all online, which was it was great to be able to see like all the exhibits, but also not great because it's like I miss all the fair food and all that fun stuff,
including the people, right?
Yes.
I'm Debbie from Iowa too, and I'm just I'm in awe that all of you students, you know, talking algorithms and all of the people from Louisiana that were talking about their plans, cyber stuff and everything. I can't even take any credit except getting David out to the GIS conference and working with him because I'm a basics teacher. I mean, I do instruction at both Hills and William Penn, but boy, all this Python and programming and everything is just, you know, like, Tom, I should have started 10 years earlier. That's all I can say. But I have to laugh because I see all these growing up, and I like that because where you guys are, some of you going to be seniors in high school, I'm a senior citizen. So it's time for me to let some of the young people, I'm so glad David reached out and asked about maybe getting more involved again and giving back, because I've been looking for people in Iowa to help take a lead, and it's just been really hard to get anybody interested in adding this to their job description, so to speak. But right now I'm fortunate because both Penn and Hills want to be involved with GIS teaching, getting students involved. So we do the Iowa Map Contest too. And it's just been so fun to work with all these people and do teacher trainings and things like that. But so if anybody else knows, because I see Austin sitting down here in the corner of my screen. Hi, Austin. And I mean, we have some terrific people that could come back in and start taking up leadership where I'm kind of seeing into the background. I'm glad to help and everything, but I don't know. It's amazing to me. And I'm hoping next year we get to be out in San Diego at least one more time. That's my goal. I'm going to keep walking, so I'm ready for it.
I will say this as for those, because it sounds like a lot of you guys are seniors on that call, is definitely your adventure does not end when you guys graduate. Definitely come back when you're in college. Mm-hmm. Like I say with our FRC students that come back to mentor our team, of take 1 year off to enjoy college, because college is a zoo and you have to deal with all the college classes and stuff, but definitely come back.
You know, I have to say something too, Deb, that your comments were very inspiring to me, being one of those seniors too. But we have this phrase in 4-H called youth and adult partnerships. And I think working with geospatial sciences is an excellent example of where youth and adults can work together. It's really cool when when I need training that I can call on someone who's in junior high or high school or whatever. All of my drone training has been done by 12 and 14-year-olds here locally. And, but I think, listen to Tom Tate, listen to Deb. We know the power of this. We know the power of the geospatial science in terms of career opportunities. We know it in terms of solving community problems and all of that. So, you know, just continuing this youth and adults working together. And then my big thing too is to find ways to pull in a full spectrum of youth too, not just those who have the interest and capability of doing the really high tech stuff, like a lot of you on this call, but to really pull in perhaps middle school, junior high, whatever, to get them interested. And then some of those people will continue on, like those of you who we see here tonight too. So that's one of the reasons, one of the areas that I've sort of spun off on now is with soils and maps and soil painting, because it really pulls in a lot of people, intrigues a lot of people. And so we just use soil to bring people in science the back door. We sort of trick them into it. But it's been fun. It's a lot of fun.
I have to say that I have AmeriCorps students working, 2 coordinators and 2 summer members. And one of my coordinators has been listening to the plenary because she's doing some GIS. She's passionate about water quality and all of that kind of stuff. So she's excited. She watched some of this and we were talking about what we like best so far. And I'm just going to say, I want the ArcGIS image for ArcGIS Online. I think that looks so awesome. And I teach remote sensing already, and they're rolling all of my courses into online. And so I'm recreating my curriculum online. And sometimes it's a little tougher because sometimes students really like you standing right there when they're having glitches. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And I just see that potential for the ArcGIS image for ArcGIS Online for teaching some of the remote sensing things that we do. So I love that. So I looked into it, and there's a cost to be a creator and a cost to have it for a year, but I'm gonna see what I can do to talk somebody into it here to start incorporating that, because they want it online and I'm glad to convert, So I haven't heard what too many of you felt was interesting, but of course, I got started of this. I always tell people when they ask, how did you get started? I said, I got started with it through 4-H. And they said, what? They had this way back when you were in 4-H. I said, no. I said, I got started because I became an adult leader of a tech team. And this was an opportunity that I pretty much received through Esri and Tom Tate was my first contact. And I have loved it ever since. And I just feel like I have been in the wrong profession for years, but part of my profession is grant writing. So we are developing another, a GIS minor here at William Penn and a certificate program. And so I'm looking for the dollars to make that happen. And so at least I can do stuff like that. But David took me out to what was that park's name way back when? And we went out and
I didn't take it back.
Yeah.
Oh, which park? Oh, the park down in Southern Iowa?
Over west of us here, south of Des Moines area.
There's a state park for trails. I actually have to tell you, so I was at this weekend, I was at our state 4-H camp, or I should say former state 4-H camp.
Yeah.
And our state GIO was a former camp counselor there. Yeah. So I had a great discussion with him. And long story short is, when we had, I think one of the, actually before the project that you're talking about, Debbie, this one started to map our trails at our state 4-H camp.
Yep, we did that first.
I was digging back and I found the data behind that, and the DNR is, or our state DNR is actually buying that now. So I just sent them the data, the shape files for that.
Yeah. Well, David ran me up hills and poison ivy was around, and that was interesting. And I'm just going to say that was years ago, and I'm not in that kind of shape anymore. So I'll be a mentor. So let me know when I can help.
Thank you.
and I guess this is something offline, but I'm honestly curious how all of you guys got started in 4-H. Is Debbie got me started when I went to a GIS Day event with her. But if you want to put in chat, I'm really intrigued of how all you guys found GIS, because I know it's a really out there kind of topic that not a lot of people know about.
While people are doing that, I don't think, Sudi, did you get to introduce yourself?
No, I don't think so. All right.
Jeff, are you still facilitating?
Oh, wait, sorry, what?
Are you still facilitating?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. So hello. My name is Sudarshan Gopalakrishnan. I am from California, and I'm an incoming junior at Coeur d'Alene School in Dublin, California. And I have access, so this is my, I'm going to say second month. I've been here in GIS GPS for 2 months right now. So I'm relatively new to this program, but so far it's been a great experience.
Great. Glad you're joining us.
Who else hasn't been introduced to the group?
Did we get through everyone? Are there any more people that we didn't introduce?
Esther.
Mhm.
Esther, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. This is Esther Worker. I'm from Colorado, and I used to work for Esri. So I was the one that was fortunate enough to deal with the 4-H group when Tom came to us back
She's our Esri contact.
Back many years ago. And it's just been so exciting to see what 4-H youth can do when given the opportunity. They're just amazing. So I'm here to support you, but you're already doing much more than I ever thought that the technology can do.
Esther, we're so grateful to you for your linkage and helping us be able to visit San Diego so many times as a team and grow so much from all of the people that relationships that people you introduced us to, and how you helped our youth become citizens of the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. The world is in your hands, so go for it.
All right. If that's all the introductions that we have, I believe that we're proceeding like a regular monthly meeting. Am I correct in saying that? All right. So we can start with, or we can move on with state updates. So New York, I really don't think we have too many updates. Our meeting, was it last week or the week before? It didn't go on, I don't think.
We did not. It was I don't know. End of the school year, zoomed out, didn't happen. So glad we could get everybody onto the conference this month, but we'll meet again towards the end of the month and get our plans going for summer.
By the way, Kelly, that reminds me, do you have a date for that?
We always meet the last Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so that's 28th?
Yes.
Perfect. I'll make sure that I have the night off. All
right. I may be chatting with y'all from County Fair, but it'll happen.
Jeff and Kelly, Charles W. was indicating that geospatial exhibits make an awfully good virtual state fair exhibit. Is that something y'all can talk anything about now, or maybe next time?
Well,
we could share next time, like how it's tied into our virtual state fair experience.
Yeah, because I think that's really an important outreach component for us, is getting our visuals shared at these public events for all of the new members of our team. That's an annual opportunity, state and county fairs, for people, for whatever products that you develop with your geospatial tools that you share and make highly visible in your community, that great work, and grow new members. That's how you grow the interest in your teams. So we'll look to New York to share with us how that they use the fair system. That maybe could be an agenda item for next month's GGLEAD. You know, New York and other states that have plans for sharing their geospatial exhibits at fairs and science fairs and county fairs and mall exhibits and whatever the kind of places that can draw a crowd. Thank you.
I think there's a lot that could be shared, especially since we're moving out of the COVID world and back into being able to share with the public, in person. So I think that's really important. And there's a lot of experience that we've had that we would be able to share, I think, related to that too.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll make sure that we touch base on that in the next monthly meeting. Before I go on, I'm going to ask for next month's facilitator because it completely got drowned out, and I just want to make sure that we have that set before we move on so we're not lost for next month. So I don't know who was up in the rotation.
Did I do it last? I think I did.
I believe Vibrian Epuri did it the last time.
Is it North Carolina?
Might be North Carolina.
Ben, I can't believe Ben is not. Ben, we can nominate Ben. He's not at today's meeting.
We could nominate Ben.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
So often.
I don't think Tennessee has done it in a minute. All right.
We do have Austin here.
I'm glad we have that set. But speaking of Tennessee, does Tennessee have any updates? Austin, do you know, or you can't?
I'm not real sure from the state delegation. I don't think there's any direct updates, although we'll share here just shortly from our Where's the Food project with our national. So.
All right. Yeah, real catastrophe that Benny Boy's missing.
Yes. Yes.
It will be for him.
Yeah, it will be. North Carolina, do you guys have any state updates that you would like to share?
Sorry, I was adding people to GroupMe. So I'll ask if Morgan or Nikhil want to update on anything. Have we done anything in the last month or so, guys?
Nothing big. I know we presented at the Center for Black Health and Equity webinar. That's about it. We haven't wrapped up last year's project. Haven't really decided on anything this year yet, I don't think.
You say that was nothing big. I think that was huge.
Well, I think that was phenomenal. I'm glad that you
about how many people.
No major updates, as in.
Morgan, tell us about who participated and so on, who received the information, and so on. Your audience.
There were about 300 people, I think, at the webinar.
Wow,
it's great.
Yeah, nothing big.
Nothing big.
I think that's how many registered. It wasn't.
I don't know
quite
how many
that
showed up. Exactly.
But it was the Center for Black Health and Equity's audience, like their network of people that they work with. So we actually had several folks from the CDC were there. It was an interesting group of people. So we kind of thought that it would be mostly people who didn't know GIS, but we were surprised to find that it was more of a mix of an audience. So there were some folks who actually did know GIS and data quite well, and they were very complimentary of the work. So Morgan and Nikhil both presented, as well as Ahan. You guys know Ahan, he's on this team. And then another one of our new members to this team is Jalen. He also presented. And then, of course, Nikhil, do you want to talk about the other presentation we did?
At the Education Summit?
Yes, sir.
So we did a similar type presentation on the same Center for Black Health and Equity app, but we did it at the Esri Education Summit. So I think we had a time slot at like maybe 1:45, and we presented the same type of information there. So that was a good presentation.
What do you all envision as the follow-up to that activity?
Which one, Tom?
The Black equity presentations and so on.
Yeah, so, it's probably too like that's a complicated response. That's not a 2-sentence response, but we do plan to continue engaging with them, continuing to enhance the application and the user experience.
Excellent, excellent. So they're interested in continuing the relationship. That's the key piece, right?
Oh, absolutely. They want to continue the relationship.
Yeah, that's the link. That's the bingo, right? Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Team North Carolina. Seems very eventful for something that was apparently uneventful. California, do you have any state updates for us?
For the time being, not much, but we are forming a new club in our county for GIS, GPS especially. Few have shown interest, and we are trying to recruit new members through our whatever the knowledge that we have. We are just trying to present and then, to bring more members into our local team, club team. That's the update from our side. And Suri is working with this Where's the Food project. So that pretty much that's it. Nothing big update from our side. Hopefully, in the coming months we should be able to update better. Thank you so much.
Any fair activities in your area in California, either in a few months or even next year, that you could target to begin to think about how to make your programs and projects visible in your community?
Definitely. We are thinking of local, there are lots of tech exhibits that's happening in our community. So we need to contact the partners, and then maybe if we can team up with the 4H, and then if we can ask them to, give us a booth or something, definitely yes, yeah. We are in San Francisco Bay Area, David.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Ohio, do you guys have any state updates?
I don't think we have anything at this point.
No problem.
Aubrey, I had one question for you. One of our former 4-H members in Ohio did an excellent film for a 4-H film festival that addressed food insecurity back a few years ago. And we'd like to be able to have our What's the Food initiative be able to access and view that film at some time. Is that something you could look into and see if you could help us?
Yeah, absolutely. I can work with Sally at the state level to get access to that.
Yeah, I think Emmy had a film that was food insecurity in Southern Ohio or in Appalachia or something like that. I don't remember the exact title, but it was quite good, and it was less than 10 minutes. It really inspired a lot of people to elevate food insecurity as an activity in your area. And I think the other members of the Where's the Food project could benefit a lot by seeing the film. We can add it to a future agenda item to show maybe a quick piece, highlights of the film, and then inspire people to want to look at it at their own time. Thank you.
Yeah, great idea. Thanks, Tom.
Any county fair, state fair, Ohio scheduled? You may not have exhibits yet, of course, but maybe I always plant the seed to begin to plot those on your future calendars for planning what geospatial products that you might be developing for sharing at those events.
No, that's a really good idea. So the state fair for Ohio is not going forward. It's on a very scaled down, only 4-H, like you come in and go out type of thing. I think most county fairs are happening this year, but it's definitely something that we can add to the project list for 2022 to display and share what we're doing and working on.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
All right, and our last state, best state of all, no bias. Team Louisiana. How are you guys doing? Do you guys have any real updates?
Hey, I'm Izzy from Team Louisiana. We have a map on the map gallery actually, and it's titled under Youth Community Mapping. So please vote on it. And we have a presentation that is on demand. Is there anything else about Where's the Food? If y'all could please watch that later this week. And we also had our second day of the Healthy Living workshop where we partnered with the Big Buddy program. That was my project for the team. And we taught fifth graders about healthy living.
Excellent. Would you all be able to put a link out somewhere how we find that presentation that you all are making this week? I was looking through the ESRI website last night trying to find out how to look at it, and we need some help.
You want the link for the map gallery?
Well, but also to your presentation.
Okay, on demand. We'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. That on the demand, I had a hard time finding it last night, but maybe it's up now. But
it's on there, Tom. It's just that's the very last one in the in-demand list. I was ready to give up and I shut my papers and I found it. So
you did. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, please share that link if you would, someone, please.
I think it opens Thursday morning at 10. So that's when you can start watching it, after that time.
I think you have to wait for them to open them.
Right.
No, that's our map.
Ah, okay.
But it still should show up in your agenda. We posted the link, Tom. Can you see it for the map gallery entry?
Yes, I did.
In chat.
So go ahead and upload it, everyone, right now if you
and
could.
Vote, please. And if we could, we need to segue to the scholarship program so we can get Austin in here because he's got to cut out a little early.
Okay.
And I know we're going to have to cut out a little early too. So this is Fran, and I want to take the pleasure of introducing our recipients of the Where's the Food Scholarship Program. And Austin's going to introduce the recipients. And I just wanted to give you all a brief background that we received applications and the scholarship program was open to all of the team members on the national team. And our recipients were selected and they've already begun their implementation plan of work. We have regularly scheduled meetings with them, and the scholarship funds will be awarded to them at the end of the program in September. And so for today, I want to hand it over to Austin because he's going to introduce the scholarship recipients to you all. And then each of them are going to tell you in 1 or 2 minutes briefly about their plan and what they're implementing in their states. So Austin, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Fran. So just to give a little bit of background to our new states that are on here. So this is a project that we started actually in 2017. We focused on a health initiative as a national team. And over the past 4 years, we've continued to work on health issues. We presented at the Esri UC a few years back on the plenary stage. It kind of jump-started our work. And so this past year, we actually, in May of last year, partnered with National 4-H Council to receive a grant to work on a Where's the Food initiative. So this is one of the components that we hope will help continue to grow this initiative that we've been doing with the National 4-H Council. So we're excited for the scholarship recipients who applied and are awarded. So we have 4, and I apologize if I mess up names here, don't take it against me. But we have Sudarshan from Team California. So we're so glad to have you here and your dedication. We have Catherine from Team Louisiana. We have Ben from Team Tennessee. And we have Nikhil from Team North Carolina. So we're really excited for these 4 scholars, as we're going to kind of claim them as, and as they work on this Where's the Food initiative. So I'll turn it over to any of the scholars to kind of discuss what you're excited about, maybe some things that you've started, already working on. So take it away.
All right, yeah. Can I share my screen? I actually have a presentation that I would like to share.
Thomas, can you help?
Yes, screen sharing is enabled. So there's a green button at the bottom there, Sudhi, that you can just hit share screen and select from there.
All right, thank you. Okay, share screen. All right. So can everyone see my screen? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So hello, everyone. My name is Sudarshan Gopalakrishnan. I am an incoming junior at the Quail School in California. And I would like to, before I start my presentation, I would really like to thank the National Forest GIS GPS leadership team to give me a chance to participate in the Where's the Food Project, Where's the Food Project Scholarship Grant Program. So thank you so much. So here's my presentation on some of my updates here for the Where's the Food Project. So let's start. So the first thing I would like to talk about is, access to healthy food and why it matters. So accessing healthy food, it's really a challenge for many families, particularly those, who have low income, colored communities, and also, farming rural areas. And, living closer to healthy food retail is, associated with better eating habits and decreased risk for, things like obesity and diet-related diseases. And healthy food retail, stimulates economic activity as well. So the first part of my project here is to really identify healthy food retailers around my community. And, those include, different grocery stores, farmers markets, cooperatives, mobile markets, and also other vendors of fresh and, nutritious food and also affordable food as well. And they are all crucial components of healthy, thriving communities. So once I began identifying those healthy food retailers, my next step here was to draft a step-by-step action plan. So in this action plan, so I started with identifying the food deserts around my community. I also identify low-income family neighborhoods and also rural areas, which I explained in the last slide a little bit. And also I would like to look at the transportation of availability. So, let's give an example, as I said right here. So let's say, in one certain area, there's a lack of transportation to, some certain grocery store, right? That would be that would pose as a serious problem for, many people, many local people living in that area. Another thing is school settings. So the issue here is that lots of convenience stores like 7-Eleven, it's kind of similar to those near gas stations. But essentially, many convenience stores tend to be located close to local middle and high schools. And they are important, but they are very unhealthy sources of food for the youth. And it can really have a substantial impact on diets regardless of the quality of food provided in those schools. The next thing was to identify SNAP food locations. So what that means is, so SNAP actually stands for, I believe it stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So we have to identify SNAP food locations, just to reach out to them for support. And also reach out to local city, county officials, and also sheriffs, which I will talk about more today. I actually recently visited a sheriff department for support and coordinates. And we have to map all the coordinates and also make it available for the needy. And then, just continue to map the SNAP food locations to food deserts. And then, perform some outreach via, social media, perhaps a blog, and also, bring awareness about raising a community garden bed by talking to local officials. So here's a map and also a list of so far, all the SNAP my city SNAP retailers that I was able to find, so if you see in the list towards the right here, you can see retail stores like, Walgreens, Safeway, Chevron, CVS, Trader Joe's, 7-Eleven, which I mentioned. So those are just examples of retail stores that I found in my city. All right, so these are my efforts from June 2021 so far. So we reached out to, as I said, the Sheriff's Department for help, which is actually, it's really a work in progress. We emailed them and they're yet to get back to us. And we also reached out to the farmers market to understand what they are currently doing and how they are surviving amidst the pandemic. And also the Sprouts market, we reached out to them, and also we'll be able to talk to their managers by this month again on how they can help. So, and then we also initiated a social media via Facebook to just upload these kinds of efforts. And so these are my goals for this month, July. So to be able to meet and write to local city officials for support. This is in progress right now. So put word, about locally raised bed gardens with community support. So really build in garden initiative possibly. And then I was mentioning SNAP, right? So the SNAP matching program initiation, and also be able to identify more hunger relief food partners. And I also recently thought of talking to local restaurants for additional support, and also Uber officials regarding transportation. And my long-term goal here is to really establish that youth garden I was talking about. Next up is the video. It's actually a video I want to quickly show about my efforts so far. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Let me start it here. Yeah, that was just a quick short video. I hope you enjoyed that video. Yeah, I actually added that music last minute.
It's really good. I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great job.
All right, let me move to the, so thank you so much for thank you for the opportunity, for giving me the opportunity to present about my efforts so far.
Terrific. Great. Great job.
Thank you, Sudhi. So Catherine, you next?
Yes. I am not as prepared as Siddhartha. So my plan of work is focusing more on publicity and getting the word out about our project. First on my list, I want to learn about creating hub sites during the UC this year, and also learn a little bit about web design to create a website for our project. And I'm also, similar to Siddhartha, I want to produce a short video about our project that we can post on social media, on the website, to get people introduced to the project in just a few minutes or seconds. I'm working on a poster to present at the Sigma Z Science Fair in November. I'm also working on my abstract for that. I can also hand out that poster at a parish fair or a 4-H gathering. And I'm planning to interview some of the partners introduced to us by Dr. Ardwin or Mayor Sharon Weston Broom. We're also talking to Dr. Spee at University of Redlands, who we met at the education conference, and I'm working on getting an interview with him. So thank you. That's the rundown.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you, Catherine. And Nikhil, last but not least, because Ben's not here today, so we'll go to Nikhil.
Okay, so the North Carolina Where's the Food project will ideally be completed around GIS Day, so November 17, 2021. What the presentation, what it'll contain is a GIS story map of Wake County food hubs. This will highlight SNAP delivery programs or increase SNAP retail access with fresh foods closer to low-income areas. So the project aims to increase access to healthy foods in these low-income areas or neighborhoods where access doesn't currently exist. The presenters of this project will be the Wake County 4-H GIS Club, while the audience will be GIS professionals and local policymakers. This event will be in a Wake County, a Raleigh event in person at the Raleigh Union Station, and it'll be an all-day event. The GIS Club will engage with Miss Sydney Klein. That's our Wake County food security lead, either virtually or in person. And this meeting with Miss Klein will continue throughout the project, as we'll seek her feedback and guidance to ensure the final product meets her policy needs. And as we grow this project, we'll try to present it to the Teen Health Advisory Council, the Poe Center Teen Health Advisory Council, and organizations such as HSNC, which is the Hindu Society of North Carolina. For marketing, we'll work with Allison Farmer. That's the Wake County 4-H marketing lead. We'll provide a press release, and we'll also include in our 4-H newsletter a summary of our work and the links to the story maps. And it will be print and digital media, and we'll do it around November 10th to promote that will be a GIS Day. So with marketing, we'll mainly do it to raise awareness around the topic and to really encourage people to attend GIS Day at Raleigh Union Station. So that's what North Carolina's project is.
Very good, very good. Nikhil, do you, is the Raleigh Union Station, is that the old train station?
The Raleigh.
It's the new train station.
It is the current train station. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do you have, you mentioned the Food Security Council in Wake County. The question, I guess, for, I didn't hear anyone else mention the food security plans in their counties. So I wonder if, it sounds like Wake, you are in touch with the Food Security Council who has the plan there. I wonder if other locations have identified yet whether there's a food security plan in your community. And that's been core central to your work in Wake County, North Carolina, I know. Any encouragement, any tips on how to, encouraging others on the call, how they would find the food security plan in their county? Nikhil, any thoughts on that? Or Thomas or anyone from your team?
Well, I was impressed to see the work that folks are doing to make those connections, like visiting your county and city leadership and having those conversations. It's a networking game to kind of figure out who is in charge of the food security work. It may be on your county website. It may be on your municipality website. I think every municipality or county maybe does things a little bit differently, but talk to people and get to know who's in the work, and you'll quickly find out who the right who the right people are.
Thank you. Excellent job.
Yeah, thank you all. I think that wraps it up. We appreciate those updates. And Ohio, I know as a new team, a couple of the recipients plan to reach out to you all to involve you all in this phase. And so look forward to them doing that in the near future.
Fran, when is the date for the next Where's the Food sculling session, huddle?
July 23rd, Friday. We'll send a Zoom link around. Anyone's welcome to join.
So the four scholars are going to be leading some discussions during that July 23rd session.
Yes.
And anyone that's not currently involved would be welcome to join in and join that effort as well. Excellent. Audio fade.
Jeff,
All right.
we'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Congratulations to all you scholars. Great job. Wonderful job. Congratulations.
Yes, great job. There was a lot more information than I was expecting out of a month's worth of work. You guys seem to have built a proper base to the projects that you guys want to complete. So I think that's good for you guys. And I'm excited to see how everything turns out in the coming months. So I don't know if there's anything really else to talk about. The only other thing that I would mention would be the SRUC, but I think we already touched base on that at the very beginning, talking about the events today and the events in the coming days, the plenary sessions. Is there any way that we plan to stay in contact about UC information? I know Dr. Thomas had talked about GroupMe. I don't know if do we plan to use that again, sir?
Yeah, I think so. Folks are responding that they are that they've gotten their invite and have replied on the app, so that's good. So if, again, those text messages and the chat box may have been a little bit disjointed and may not have gone together as a complete thought, but the GroupMe app, as Kelly shared, is something that typically when we're in person in San Diego, we use that app to kind of keep networked, but it also serves as a good back channel option, even though we're in the virtual setting. So throughout the UC, I would encourage you to use that GroupMe app. If you're in a session that's really cool and you want to share that, or if you got a cool screenshot or something like that, feel free to share that. And hopefully everybody's understands that it is not just a text message. You can also download the GroupMe app from your phone app store, and it kind of has an enhanced experience. It'll make sure that you continue to actually get the messages. You can see the images. You can like people's messages. It's really a nice way to keep in touch. So yeah, I would just encourage you, if you're not getting those messages, you can send me an email directly with your phone number. I think I have everybody added in appropriately, but it's very possible with this many people that I've missed someone. So let me know if I missed you.
I have a question, if you're okay with that, to the team here. So what is the best session for us to attend during this the conference? Because it's a lot of session going on. What would be beneficial for a beginner for us to understand and to take it forward? It's too much of overloaded information, and we are confused where to attend, what not to attend, something like that.
I would say any of the intro sessions, like the intro to ArcGIS Online, the intro to story maps, just any of the intro sessions would be good. Or if there's one that, like Sudhi, I think you've mentioned that maybe you have some background with some programming language or something like that. If it's one that is another door into GIS, like I already know some of the language, maybe I can use that as a way to learn more about GIS. So that would be an alternate way to think about the sessions.
Okay, so it's not necessary that we both have to attend the same session because we are from California, nothing like that. Is it right?
Correct. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you, unless it's just one that you really both want to see, I would actually encourage you to try different sessions. And I believe, are all these being recorded so that these sessions will all be available? So if one of you saw one that you thought, oh, I wish the other person was really in this, and they can be later on, they can view the recording.
Sure. And then how do we connect with the people who are presenting? Like, say, for example, if we are interested in something and then we want to learn more, how do we connect with the people or the presenters? How do we get their contacts?
I'm not sure if it's the same this year as it was last year, and I'll invite others to chime in, but last year there was in each of the sessions also a kind of side communications option. And so that would be one way to communicate and ask.
Okay.
And so that would be there may be other ways. I think they always have a finishing slide with contact information, if I recall. So that would be another way to grab the Esri team members' contact information.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ray. Sorry for the interruption.
Vidhya, I also put in the chat that John Nelson has a couple classes he's teaching, and they're about cartography, and it's like map wizardry, and I can't remember what the other one is. So he shows a lot of really cool ways to change how your maps look. So like last year he took the voting data for Republicans and Democrats, and just with that set of numbers, he showed us like 20 different maps and how he created them. So when you're looking to make your maps really visually appealing, John Nelson's classes are great for that. And then obviously we have the plenary session again tomorrow. And on Thursday is the science symposium, and that we all usually attend that too. So that's a great one to watch as well.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Is that everything we plan to talk about today? I think we covered all the bases.
Great job, facilitator.
Thank you, sir.
Last year we tried to meet up each day, and we didn't really talk about that this time. Should we maybe just do like a catch up after, or just use the GroupMe app to let people know what we watched and what was really cool? Or
I'm
as far
open
as
to
the national
trying to schedule another session. I'm 5 minutes late to another meeting right now, so I'm gonna need to drop off. But I would say, definitely the GroupMe, but whatever you all settle on, if you want to try to schedule something else, I'm open for another meeting later this week.
Okay. Louisiana says a GroupMe looks cool. So I know in our state, I sent a thing out for Flipgrid, so that whatever sessions we do, we can do a quick video of ourselves and just recap it and say what we liked about it and stuff. And then we can watch each other's to get ideas of what looked good.
I think GroupMe is a good idea to stay in contact. I think meeting every day would be a little redundant and not unnecessary, but a bit unnecessary, especially if we have classes going on, interference, eating lunch. It really wouldn't, I don't think it would make all too much sense to meet every day. I think a GroupMe chat based on the classes that you as an individual decide to take is very sufficient. And you can always message people individually about, I don't know, taking the same classes and discuss different ideas through that. I think GroupMe is a great idea. And I actually forgot about it. I forgot that we used it until Dr. Thomas had mentioned it once again. Well, if that's everything, I'd like to end this awkward silence and send you all on your way. I know there's some classes coming up in about 20 minutes that